You're fired. All right. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
About you tonight, but somebody may be crying, but I come to let you know that God can make it all right. Ooh, yes, be encouraged. Oh, it will. He'll make it all right. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. I know right now it's impossible to see, but God is gonna work it out if you just believe. Remember this one thing while you're going through.
What is that, Father?
If God delivered Daniel, guess
do the
what?
same for you.
He'll do the same for you.
Hold on, Bulldog. Be encouraged.
Hey.
Be encouraged, Bulldog. We'll
No
make it all right.
matter what's going on.
You gotta stay
Said
strong.
in his word.
Stay strong, Bulldog.
Oh, if you want to praise the day, get started with a smile. Be for real, girl. Just be for real. You made a fool of me. Tell me why. You say that you don't care, but we made love. Tell me why.
There's a 0% chance that Bowie State loses to ECSU. Matter of fact, I'll bet myself if Bowie State loses to Elizabeth City State at homecoming, you're going to see me in a Elizabeth City shirt, Elizabeth City hat. I'm going to learn the Elizabeth City song, and I'm going to sing the song on the show. That's how confident I am. There's a 0% chance.
He's going to whoop their ass tonight.
Ooh.
Guarantee it.
Oh, my
Guarantee it.
Really?
And it ain't going to be close.
Ooh, say it the way you feel.
Really? It's not going to be close.
All right, well, say it with your chest then.
Guaranteed.
Stats and Spotlight.
5 wide set. They go to the end zone. Man's out there. Touchdown, Elizabeth City State. Tank as the ball is taken inside the 10-yard line. Up the gut, and the ball comes loose. It's dropped in.
Not curry, no feast. I'm talking about the Eagles. That shit really. When I'm on that one.
You know, one time things got so bad until I had to go to one of my friends and talk to him. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm having problems with the woman that I love. It seems that I call her on the phone and I just can't get her to answer. And then I went to her house and I saw a car parked in the driveway. I knocked on the door, but still my knocks went unanswered. And then I went home and I watched television until television went off. And then I played my records until I just didn't want to hear them anymore. And finally I went to bed, but I found myself waking up a few hours later. And the tears were running down my face. And my friend told me, he said, Lenny, you just ought to forget about her. But I told my friend, I said, you know, maybe you've never been in love like I've been in love. And maybe you've never felt the things that I felt. But this is what I told my friend. I said, you know, sometimes you get lonely. You get lonely. You get lonely. Oh, and I cry. I cry. And the tears would fill up in the wells of my eyes, oh baby. And then it got so bad. It got so bad. Till one time I thought I'd roll myself up in a big old ball and die. And then I met you, darling, and you smiled at me. Oh, it was such a pretty smile, yes it was. And you reached out your hand. You helped me. You helped me. Oh, I'm glad, baby. I'm glad, baby. Oh, baby. I wanna believe you, baby.
What's going on, y'all? It's Clarence Jr. breaking down the Bulldogs. Oh, sorry, my lady walked by. I don't want to talk. Okay. On another somber, sad evening, following yet another Bowie State loss. Shout out to Coach Jones in the building. Shout out to Coach Ryland in the building. Shout out to D2 Ferg. I appreciate y'all coming through. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The only reason, because normally I recap Saturday's game by Monday, at the latest Tuesday. The only reason I had to wait till Thursday to do this show is because I had to wait for these items to be delivered. Because now I made bets about the Livingstone game and the Winston-Salem game. But I'm gonna be 100% real with y'all. In those games, I felt as though, even though I thought we would win, I was like, okay, there's a chance we could lose this game. So for those games, I ordered this stuff the week prior to the game. This was the first time I didn't even look at Amazon at all the week before the game, because I legit was like, there is a 0% chance we're going to lose this game. So I didn't order anything until Sunday, because I'm like, there's no way. That was my honest thought. There is no possible way we're losing this game. We had not lost to ECSU since like 2013. And so let me just be real with y'all about what's going on here. Let's start with this. First of all, when the starting offense, matter of fact, I'm gonna start before that, because I made a video. I went live, made a video talking about homecoming. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna get to the song. I'm gonna sing the song. But listen, man, it's all a part of the show, man. I gotta keep y'all here a little while, so we'll get there. Just hang tight. But anyway, prior to the game, I made a video about the homecoming, and either I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, somebody was leaving comments on the video saying things like they're going to start the third team offense. And I'm like, I was seeing these comments. I don't know who it is. So I'm like, that don't sound right. But fast forward, Saturday's game comes, and we start a true freshman at quarterback for his very first start of his college career. And we're starting them after we have went 0-3 at home. Homecoming, the biggest crowd we have of the year, we're starting a true freshman. Now, I will say this. The young man has talent. He scored 3 touchdowns, I believe. So it's not about him. This is about coaches. Because I'm going to be real with you, the first thing that I thought, my first thought when I saw a change at quarterback was, oh, Kevin Taylor must be hurt. So I said, let me just walk up and down the sideline. Let me see if I see Kevin Taylor on the sideline. Because I saw Malachi Anthony. He was in street clothes. So I knew he wasn't playing. But I said, let me see if I see Kevin Taylor. And sure enough, I see Kevin Taylor in full uniform. So I'm like, hold on. Kevin Taylor is not hurt, but he's not playing in this game. So my first thought was, I lied to you not. My very first thought was the offensive coordinator, instead of admitting that he's doing a bad job and that his system don't work, he's going to blame the quarterback and say, oh, if I had a different quarterback, such and such and such and such would be happening. That was my first thought. He's going to keep switching quarterbacks rather than admit his offensive system does not work. That was my first thought. Because, come on, man. Are we going to get to that? We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that for sure. But that was my first thought. So because that's not the only thing that happened. Trust me. We're going to get to it, though. That was my first thought. So you switch, and mind you, let's go down the list. We start off with Amir Jenkins. It wasn't the system. It was Amir Jenkins. So then we switched to Jordan Morris. It wasn't the system. It was Jordan Morris. So then we switched to Kevin Taylor. It wasn't the system. It was Kevin Taylor. So then we switched to Malachi Anthony. It wasn't the system. It was Anthony. So then we switched back to Kevin Taylor. It wasn't the system. It was Kevin Taylor. So now we switch over to Savion, the true freshman. We're just going to keep putting in quarterbacks because it's somebody else's fault. It's not my fault as the architect of the offense and the play caller. It's what? It's these 5 quarterbacks because at this point we're at 5. Trust me, we're going to talk about the defense, but we'll get there. That was my first thought. It's not my fault that I don't use tight ends in my offensive system. It's not my fault that I just started using the I formation in my 3rd year. I just started using fullbacks in my 3rd year. That's not on me. That I just started switching up formations in my 3rd season. It's all these different quarterbacks. I'm gonna just keep switching quarterbacks until my system works. And so my next thought was this. What's going on, Kyle Jackson? That was my second thought. Kyle Jackson. What is the process of this situation? Right? That's what I'm thinking. This is my second thought. And what I mean by that is this. You have had a bad offense for 3 years. You've had the same offensive coordinator for 3 years. It is homecoming. It's the 4th and last home game. You haven't won a home game. The offense hasn't looked good at all the entire season except against Bluefield, where everybody looks good against Bluefield. I think Curtis Allen rushed for like 500 yards against Bluefield the other day. So what is the conversation when the OC says, I'm going to change quarterbacks to the true freshman for homecoming. Because I got to be real. If I'm the head coach and I know, hey, man, things are getting a little tight around here and we ain't winning like we should be winning, the last thing I want to hear from the OC that's been killing my offense is, oh, I'm going to start the true freshman. What the hell you not? What you talking about? You going to start for what? And so that was my second thought. Like, hey, what does the head coach say when the OC says, I'm going to start a true freshman for homecoming? That's my second thought. Then my third thought was this. Goggins does not have a successful offensive system. However, his offensive system does look somewhat adequate when you have a running quarterback. And this is what I mean by that. When I say somewhat, I mean, look, listen. When you have a running quarterback, the issues that his offense has in the red zone does improve somewhat because you got to account for the quarterback being a runner. And so a huge reason why Matt Goggins' offenses look so bad is because he's had pocket passing quarterbacks, not running quarterbacks. Like Amir Jenkins is a pocket passer. Kevin Taylor is a pocket passer. Jordan Morris, for the most part, is a pocket passer. Now, Morris and Anthony will run if they need to. Kevin Taylor really doesn't like to run like that, but let's just be real. They're not running quarterbacks. In order for Matt Goggins to look like he has a clue offensively, he needs a running quarterback. Because it's the running quarterback that makes it look like his offense is creative. It's the running quarterback that'll put a defense on his heels because it's not his formations, it's not his pre-snap movement, it's not his play calls, it's not his play design. Everybody knows what you're going to get from Bowie State offensively. The only wrinkle that Matt Goggins could have is a running quarterback. That's why if you look at homecoming, the offense was slightly better in the red zone. And the reason I say slightly better is because we still had pre-snap penalties. We still had issues punching the ball in. The only thing that helped us overcome in the red zone was you had a quarterback that was willing to tuck the ball and run. So without a quarterback that acts like a running back at times, Matt Goggins' offenses are terrible. And that was the main thing that I noticed early on in that game, in the first half, was, man, the reason the offense has looked so bad these last 3 years is because Matt Goggins needs a running quarterback to look like he knows what he's doing, and he's had a whole bunch of pocket passers. And he does not know how to scheme or play call for a pocket passing quarterback. That simple. That simple. It says they were more efficient QBs with more expensive. Yep. Listen, man, we need a whole lot of things. Let's just be real. That's the issue. That's the problem. He does listen. If the quarterback can't tuck the ball, there's a difference between a quarterback that will run if he absolutely have to, like Kevin Taylor. He's run more this year, and he'll run if he absolutely has to. But let's just be real. Kevin Taylor, in terms of a frame, he's not a big frame. So you really don't want him running like that. Plus, he's a natural passer of the football. The issue is, once again, Matt Goggins cannot run an efficient offense with a pocket passer. Like, I'm sure some WSSU people in here, K2 Ferg, I'm sure Stephen Gaither, WSSU Ram Nation is in here. And let me tell y'all something straight up. If Bowie State had Dalen Lee as quarterback, we would still be struggling offensively because Dalen Lee doesn't run the ball at the quarterback position all that much. And Matt Goggins is not capable of making a pocket passing quarterback efficient in an offense. Well, I will say we got some guys, but I will say there has been some issues with consistency with the pass catching. But once again, that we're gonna get into all of that. Yeah, exactly. But that's the problem. But once again, we got to go back to the head man in charge, right? Because when you have an OC that's been bad for 3 years, and this is your last home game, it's homecoming, it's senior day, you've had a very disappointing year, but with 2 back-to-back wins, you can still find your way finishing in the top half of the conference, even with the losing record. The last thing the OC can come to me and tell me is, oh, we're going to make a change of quarterback. The hell you not? You better fix, man, listen. Like, come on, man. That's all I'm saying. I just want to know, what was that conversation like? That's what I need to know. When the OC that's been bad for 3 years comes to you and tells you, oh, I'm going to start a freshman for homecoming. What? Why? What is the offensive game plan that you have? That's the thing. Now, let's go ahead and look at these stats from this game because a lot of people talking about what happened in the game. It was some things that happened. Like, I'm going to be real. There was a drop. It was a big drop. That would have been a touchdown. It was. Like, there's no doubt about that. And there was, listen, but we're gonna talk about it. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Where is it at? Here we go, right here. Let's start with the team stats. First of all, and this is why I always talk about the offense. I know that sometimes the defense has issues and they do give up some big plays. I understand that. But the reason why I tend to focus on the offense more is because stuff like this, like for example, it's 20. I'll give Matt Goggins credit for one thing. For once in his life, we came out in the third quarter with the ball and actually scored. Man, who you telling? That's what I'm saying. Yes. Really before that, but definitely after that. And it's like, what's going on? But not only did you not fire him, you allowed him to make all these huge personnel changes. It's like, hey, man, you can't let that happen. I don't care how hard it is. What's hard is all these damn losses. That's what's hard. But shout out to y'all, 60 people in the building. Make sure you hit the like button, share the stream. But yeah, let's look at these numbers because this is crazy. And I know sometimes the defense does have issues and it does have lapses. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, we go into halftime. It's 14-7. For once in Matt Goggins' life, he finds a way to score coming out of the second half in the third quarter. And now it is 21-7. But then guess what? Not only that, he was gifted a pick six. And now what's the score? 27-7. Let me show you what the offense did after that, because that's what's crazy. So we see right here, third quarter, touchdown. But look at this. Look at after the touchdown in the third quarter. Fumble, interception, punt, downs, punt. I don't think y'all heard what I just said. After we scored the touchdown, we had 3 straight possessions with a turnover. Then we punted the ball twice. Then we turned it over on downs, and then we punted again. So after the touchdown, 2 plays and a fumble, 6 plays and a fumble, 1 play interception, 3 plays and a punt, 9 plays and a punt, 7 plays turnover on downs, 3 plays and a punt. That's the second half. And the reason why it's so angering is because this is the 5th quarterback that you've done this with. 5th. At a certain point, it's not the quarterback, it's you. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I'm going to read that again because I don't think y'all heard what I just said. They scored the touchdown, and then it was fumble, interception, punt, turnover on downs, punt. And so here's the issue, right? The young QB, he has some talent, he has a future, but he turned the ball over a hell of a lot. I'm just gonna be real with you. Turned the ball over a lot. And this is where we got to get into the coaching, like all across the board. You got guys on special teams not taking care of the football. You got the quarterback not taking care of the football. You got wide receivers dropping passes. You got the second string quarterback for ECSU lighting your ass up. You got the end of the game. You got players taking off their pad and uniform and storming off the field before the clock hits 0. You got the football team going in front of the band as tradition, holding up the helmets, and the band is playing. The band is playing the wrong song, and by the time the band switches to the right song, everybody's over it and they just walking off the field. Basically, what happened was the wheels fell off. That's what happened. The wheels fell off. Everything went wrong. I'll give you guys this example. For the men in here, you'll understand what I'm saying. This is a situation where you're with a woman, y'all been together for a long time, y'all had your ups and downs, y'all had some problems, y'all had a big issue, a big problem, big fights, big turbulence in your relationship, and you got caught cheating. But after you got caught cheating, y'all kind of was on your path to maybe working it out, maybe salvaging things. But right when y'all might have gotten to the point where y'all could have worked it out and salvaged things, the chick that you was cheating with came to you and said, you know what, I'm pregnant. And right then, it's over. Right? That's what homecoming felt like. It felt like you had a chance to maybe fix things and salvage things. Like if you could have won this game, won the Lincoln game, you may be finishing fifth place, maybe 6th place. Maybe you can save face and salvage the relationship. But you lose to ECSU. The wheels fell off. Same thing. You're having a bad relationship, issues with the woman. but y'all kind of have a come to Jesus moment. Y'all have a strong conversation. It's looking like y'all going to be able to turn the corner. But then the side chick texts you and says she's pregnant. It's over with. You can't come back from that. I'm be real with y'all, man. I don't know how you come back from that. That's the issue. Because once again, it wasn't just how bad the offense was in the second half. It's that people that are not good at their jobs in the first place are allowed to make these huge personnel changes. And the personnel changes leads to touchdowns, leads to 3 touchdowns, but it also leads to 4 turnovers. And at the end of the day, let's just be real. 7 offensive points in the second half. That's what happened. Even with the QB change, your offense still led to 7 offensive points in the entire second half. 7 points, 3 turnovers. That's not including the turnover on special teams. 3 turnovers on offense. And it really should have been a safety if we're going to keep it real. They didn't rule a safety because they was at Bowie. It was homecoming. They was like, listen, man, we ain't trying to do that. We're going to give them another chance. But that's what the drives look like. Now let's look at this. This was crazy to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. Chris Perkins left the game. He was 7 for 11 for 68 yards. Somebody named Navion Hilliard, the backup quarterback, got into the game. He went 12 of 23 for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns. Now, he did throw 2 picks, including a pick 6, but 3 touchdowns. This is what I don't understand. How does the backup quarterback, and now mind you, Chris Perkins is an athlete. He's not a natural passer of the football, but he's serviceable. He's good enough in the CIAA, and he's very fast. He's a good athlete. But how does his backup throw for 230 and 3 touchdowns on the road at Bowie State in front of 4,000 people? Come on, man. How does that happen? How does that happen? And so ultimately, I got to be real, man. This is not a good look. It's kind of like the wheels fell off. You got personnel changes that don't make sense. You got people in positions that probably should have been relieved of their position a long time ago. People are not taking care of the ball. They're not paying attention to detail. They're taking off their pads and uniform and walking off the field. I know for a fact offensive players are not happy with personnel decisions and play calling. I know for a fact defensive players are not happy with play calling. I'm just going to be real, and I'm going to be honest with you. To me, it looks like the players on the field are done with the adults in the room making the decisions. They no longer have faith in them. They no longer have trust in them. It's one ear and out the other. They're done with them. And listen, you gotta think about it. You come in, you're all in. You're doing what you're supposed to do. You have a close loss. Okay, cool. You have another close loss. Okay, cool. You have another loss. All right, it's like, all right now. Then you have another one. It's like, all right now. After loss, after loss, after loss, at a certain point, you're not you're not trying to hear what they're talking about no more. Because they're not leading you to victories. And I feel like that's what I saw on Saturday. And what worries me about that is, listen, yes, it's bad. Yes, it's been a disappointment. But the one thing you do not want to do, you do not want to lose to Lincoln. And once again, after I get through this part right here, because I'm breaking down the ECSU game, right? I'm going to talk about where this season ranks in the last 2 decades, 20 years of Bowie State football. And then, yes, before I break down the Lincoln game, yes, I'm going to be singing the ECSU song. Yes, I got, yes, okay? That's coming, so just stay tuned. But listen. So here, this is where we are. We are now at a place where this is the worst season in Bowie State football in the last 20 years. Now, why do I say that? First of all, we're going to win 3 games. I'm going to pull this up. The last time Bowie State football won 3 games was in 2007. 2007. That's the issue. 2007. I'm going to go ahead and pull up that season right here so y'all can see that. 2007. And I would make the argument that season wasn't as bad as this season. And there's a couple of reasons why. First of all, in that year, we only played 7 conference games. So just think about that. We played 1 less conference game, but had 1 more conference win. That's the problem. But then let's take it a step further. Let's look at who we played and who we lost to in that season. Because we had first of all, right now we're playing 2 non-conference games. One of them was Del State, but one of them was Shippensburg, right? In 2007, we played 3 non-conference games. We played Glenville State, solid opponent. We played Newberry. We know about Newberry. And we played Slippery Rock. So we had 3 non-conference games. All 3 were legit non-conference games. That's number 1. Once again, also, we played 7 conference games as opposed to 8 this year. And we still won more conference games then than we did this year. Right? Then let's look at the in conference. Fayetteville State, 3-point game. St. Paul's, before they got out of here, we beat them at Bowie. Livingstone, mollywopped them. Lost to Virginia State at Virginia State by 6. Lost at Union by 13. Lost homecoming to Shaw by 2 points. And lost to ECSU. I'd make the argument this year is worse than that. Because once again, when you look at the non-conference schedule and all of that, we got 90 people in the building. Please hit the like button. I appreciate y'all coming through. Here's the issue, though. It's not just the fact. Matter of fact, in about 5 minutes, I'm getting to the ECSU school song, unfortunately. So just hang in there. Give me about 5 more minutes. I just got to break down where we have fallen to. Because we got to be real. Just 4 years ago. First of all, 4 years ago, we were whipping everybody's ass. Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Obviously, you can't stay up there forever, right? It will be one thing, and I can go ahead and pull this down now, right? It's one thing So you take a step back behind Union. Okay. But let's just go down the conference. Let's go down the conference. We have lost what? 1, 2. We've lost 3 in a row to Virginia State. We've lost 2 out of 3 to ECSU. We've lost 2 in a row to Fayetteville State. We've lost 2 in a row to Winston-Salem State. We just lost to ECSU for the first time since 2013. A lot of y'all don't remember this because y'all weren't there because it was raining, but I remember before St. Aug's shut down their football program, if the kicker doesn't tackle their kick returner, their punt returner, we lose to St. Aug's. Shout out to Justin Savala. Justin Savala saved us from losing at home to St. Aug's. I don't think there's anybody out there who thinks we can beat JCSU right now. So once again, let's go down the line. We've lost what? 4 straight to Virginia Union, 3 straight to Virginia State, 2 straight to Fayetteville State, 2 straight to Winston-Salem State, 2 out of the last 3 to Livingstone. Nobody with a brain thinks we could beat JCSU. Just lost to ECSU a few days ago. So where does that put us? 8th place in the conference at best. 8th. And just to back that up, let's look at the standings the last couple of years. Hold on, what's... Okay. All right. Let's look at the standings the last couple of years. Look, this is 2025. Hopefully we can beat. I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. There's no excusable reason to lose to Lincoln. But at the same time, if the players are done and they're like, listen, man, I'm tired of what these guys are doing. It don't make sense, this and the third. Then, hey, matter of fact, I'm going to stop because we're going to get to Lincoln in a few minutes. But let's look at these standings. Where are we at right now? 10th out of 11. Now, when it's all said and done, maybe we get to 8, maybe. What's this? Yeah, 11, 10, 9. Maybe we get to 8th. Then let's look at last year. Where did we finish last year? 11, 10, 8th. So at best, 2 back-to-back 8th place finishes. Look at this. Last year, we won 3 conference games. This year, the best we're going to get is 2. Let's go to 23. 2023, we won. Look at that. Oh, look at that. 5 conference wins. Remember who we beat? Lincoln, Elizabeth City State, Bluefield State. We beat Livingstone at home. And let's see. I think we played Shaw. Yep, I think it was Shaw. This is what I'm saying. If we're just keeping it real, as the years, we're gonna get into that too. Oh, we just set a record on this channel, man. We got 102, 103 live viewers. Man, I appreciate y'all. This is a milestone for this channel. Please like the video. Oh my, I really appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. We got to be real. Just being honest. As the years have gone by, we've been going like this. That's a problem. But like I told y'all, man, I keep my word. 112 people, man. 150, man. Man, shout out to y'all. 117, man. It's a record. I really appreciate y'all, man. But like I said, I keep my word. I'm gonna take a brief intermission, and we're gonna get into this. Man. We're gonna get into this ECSU song in about 2 minutes. All right, hang tight. All right. It's time. It's time for the ECSU alma mater. Listen, I'm gonna need this for that. I can't believe he lost that damn game, man. Golly. All right. We go ahead and pull it up. Man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, it's a 0% chance we're gonna lose this game. I could bet anything because we're not gonna lose, but yes, we did. Yes, we did. We did lose. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and sing, I guess. Alma mater, attributes and we sing of thy true birth, all of us who may us yes, you else and virtue you, Lord, yes, you still love me, yes, you. Now we join together for the peace of hearts, Lord. Got y'all. To one the house, CSU, with false peace, whether to you, Lord, in our hearts, you still love me. ECSU. Golly, man. Golly, brother. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. That's told you. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh my golly. Never. Yeah, I knew they was going to. I didn't think they was going to catch us though. Man, Lord. Oh, boy. All right. Listen, man. Tough. Let's talk about Lincoln. And let me just make this appeal. Listen, I know there's a lot of frustration going on. A lot of people don't like what's been going on. I understand that. But listen, I'm going to talk to the players real quick. If any of them catch this, right? Listen. For a lot of you, this may be the last college football game you play. It may be. I don't know. Or if it's not the last college football game you play, it may be the last football game you play for Bowie State University. And all I want to say to you is this. Listen. At the end of the day, you still have your pride. And what I promise you, what you do not want to do, you don't want to be the first team to lose to Lincoln. You don't want to do that. You don't. Regardless of anything. You don't want to be you don't want to be 10 years, 15, 20 years from now for some dudes that played football at Lincoln to say they beat you, especially this year. Listen, Lincoln has not won a single football game this year. You do not want to be their only win of the season. Oh, please don't let that happen. Please. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all right now. This is the CIAA championship for Lincoln for several reasons. Number one, they have not won a game this year. This is a game at home. They've never beaten Bowie State. Bowie State is down. They can end their season on a high note and avoid going winless by winning this game at home. They got blown out for homecoming. They didn't win that one. But they can end the season on a high by beating Bowie State University. They are going to play extremely hard on Saturday. Because listen, if they don't win Saturday, they go 0-10. Nobody wants to go 0-10. They're going to play hard, number one. Number two, they know that, hey, man, if you can get to 24 points, you can beat Bowie State. Listen, the fact that I'm even saying this is a problem. The fact that I'm even saying this is a problem. But the truth is, I'm not 100% sure Bowie State is going to beat Lincoln. I'm not. I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know who's going to play. I don't know who's going to be motivated. But one thing I am pretty certain of is Lincoln is coming with everything they got. I know what Lincoln has to play for, and I know what they're going to do. I don't know what we're going to do. So, Bulldog Nation, I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm not saying we're going to lose this game. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, I don't know. I don't listen, I'm being real with y'all. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I do not know what's going to happen on Saturday. And the fact that I don't know, that's a problem. Whenever your program gets to a point where you don't know what's going to happen against Lincoln, that's a problem. That is a problem. No, 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 hey, no, no. I wouldn't say Clemson, because Clemson. Listen, Clemson gonna win about. They still gonna win 6 games. They're not gonna win the ACC, but they're gonna win 6 games to get bowl eligible. Clemson gonna find a way to get to 500 or maybe a game over 500. Also, Clemson might still beat a team that you think they're not going to beat in the conference before the year is all over. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Like, in order for Clemson to be really, really bad, Clemson would have to lose to Wake Forest. And Clemson is not losing to Wake Forest, you know? But I'm not saying we're going to lose, but I'm saying I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen on Saturday. That's a problem. Why don't we know what's going to happen on Saturday? We should know, because let's get into these numbers. Let's look at Lincoln and Lincoln's defense for this year, because Lord have mercy, they give up 46 points a game. They give up 172 rushing yards a game and 23 rushing touchdowns in 9 games. They give up 271 yards passing and 32 passing touchdowns in 9 games. Here's the problem. They are terrible against the pass. But sadly, we are a terrible passing team. So who's to say we can take advantage of it? Because let's just be real. We talked about it on this channel. How if you're going to take advantage of Union, you got to exploit them in the passing game because the secondary is weak. Did we take advantage of Virginia Union in the passing game? No, we did not. We talked about how for homecoming, how you got to listen, ECSU regularly plays their DBs 10 yards off of the receiver. We got to take advantage of that for homecoming. Did we? No, we did not. So, Lincoln is very bad against the pass. But what has been shown to us to make us believe that we can take advantage of Lincoln in the passing game? What? Yeah, they give up 270 yards a game. What makes you think we can take advantage of that with our pass offense? What have you seen? Nothing. 32 passing touchdowns in 9 games. What was 9, 18, 27? Listen, man, that's 2.5 passing. Listen, what makes you think we're going to get 2 and 3 passing touchdowns? Come on, man. When have we done that? Huh? So they're very bad on defense, terrible against the pass, but what we going to do about it? That's the problem. That's the issue. But on the bright side, because it's not all doom and gloom, let's look at Bowie State and what we had against Lincoln just last year. First of all, let's talk about this. Lincoln is 0-10. I mean, 0-9. I'm speaking into existence. They're 0-9. They're hosting Bowie State, a team they have never beat, for the last game of the season. And they are hosting recruits. Let me tell you something. The fact that they would pick this game against us to host recruits, listen, they must think they're going to look good. That's number one. Number two, let's talk about last year. Last year, it was an absolute beatdown, but it was at Bowie State. But we're going to start with this, matter of fact.
How the fuck is you gonna tell me about some shit you ain't never seen, bitch ass nigga? You can miss me with the whole ass shenanigans, my nigga.
Wait.
We're gonna start with that. Let's get that out the way, right? But then we're gonna go here. This was the game last year. Granted, it was at Bowie.
And that's the Bulldog. Touchdown. Number 32, Maximus Jones.
So we looked them up last year, and they didn't take that too well. They didn't like that. And so this is what And so, listen, they know about the butt whoopings they've taken from us over the years. They remember that fight from last year. They know all the talking, you know. Eventually, little brother gets tired of big brother. He want to get some get back. They got everything in the world to fight for on Saturday. The issue is, how much fight do the Bulldogs still have left? I don't know. I can't listen. From what I saw at the end of that game, 131 people in here, man. 132. That's a record, man. I appreciate y'all, man. But from what I saw on Saturday, listen, man. Listen, the Bowie State roster is better than the Lincoln's roster by a lot. On a normal day, Bowie State would win this game by a lot. The problem is, I have an idea of how much fight Lincoln is going to have in this game. I'm not sure how much fight Bowie State is going to have in this game. I know that Lincoln has a whole lot to play for. I don't know what Bowie State feels as though they have to play for, though. And so at that point, it's like, hey, and it's on the road. If we don't get out to a fast start, do guys just, man, I'm done. Listen, I don't know, man. I don't know. What I do know is I'm pulling up, though. I do know that. Listen. And, hey, Lincoln folk, listen. Big Brother is coming to town. Big Brother's coming to town. Roll out the red carpet, you know. Roll out the red carpet. I don't know if y'all got any tailgating going on, but hey, I'm gonna need me some fried fish. You know, when Big Brother speaks, little brother, you listen. All right, I'm gonna need me some fried fish. I'm gonna need me some mac and cheese. I'm gonna need me some Jello shots. Hey, when Big Brother is speaking, little brother, listen up. All right, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. But I'm pulling up. Because it's funny because as close as Lincoln is, I've never been to Lincoln. That's crazy, right? I've been all the way out there to Livingstone, all the way out there to Winston-Salem State, all the way to Well, not all the way out there, but been to Virginia Union a couple times, been to Virginia State, haven't been to Lincoln. But listen, I know what you're thinking, Lincoln. Finally, Daddy is spending time with me. And you got that right. I'm going to spend some time with you. But hey. But for real though, I'll be out there, man. What I've had to just come to accept is Lincoln and Bowie State are rivals. And truth be told, we are rivals by default. Why? You got to think about it. The North Carolina schools have a school in state that they have a rivalry with. The two Virginia schools are natural rivals. You look at Bowie State, you look at Lincoln. Those are the only, well, okay. Those are the two teams in the conference that are very close. They're the closest, and they don't have another conference team in state. So by default, it's a rivalry. We're rivals. Now it's a one-sided thing because we've been, but it is what it is. All right. So here's the thing. And I'm be real. I'm be 154 people. I mean, I appreciate y'all. I really do. We moving on up, you know. But one thing about it, 154 people, and now one person hit the super chat. Now one person hit the cash app. Come on, man. Show me some love. But all right, let me get back to that. Let me get back to it. So here's the thing. So I'm about to wrap this up. Lincoln is nice. Hey, I believe you. I'm gonna see for myself on Saturday. One thing I will say about Lincoln, because I gotta say something nice. So that's two things. One, you got somebody right here saying Lincoln is nice. That's one compliment. Second compliment is this. I will say this. I go to a lot of Bowie State basketball games, right? The most lit Bowie State basketball game is always the home game versus Lincoln. I lie to you not. When we play Lincoln in basketball, it seems like they bring the whole campus with them. It'd be lit up in there. It'd be packed, wall to wall. So, hey, shout out to Lincoln. That ain't gonna save y'all from what's gonna happen on Saturday, though. But shout out to y'all. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all on basketball season. I remember what happened last year. We ain't gonna talk about that, but I remember. But listen, man, that ain't gonna happen again this year. I'm not saying we're gonna win, but it ain't going like that. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. But hey, it's been a great show, probably one of the best in the history of this show, and I appreciate y'all for coming through. We about to hit 160. Every time I think we hit a record, it just keeps getting higher. But once again, I appreciate y'all coming through. Bulldog Nation, hold on. It's only one game left, and then we're going on to next year. One thing, though, is this. 160. Boom. Here's the thing. We're going to find out in the offseason how serious and how dedicated we are to winning as a program. We're going to see. And that's all I'm going to say about that. 162. That's all I'm going to say. 160. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm feeling good right now. But listen. At this point, all we can do is just, hey, man, hopefully we beat. They got nice press box chairs. Okay. All we can do is just hope we beat Lincoln, you know. Just end the season with a win, you know. That's all. And then we'll see what happens in the offseason, you know. At this point, it is what it is, man. It's, you know, I'm going to go to the championship game, cover that. Hopefully I see some people out there, network. And then it's on the basketball season, man. It's on the basketball season, straight up. And basketball season is going to be, I think, is going to be a lot better than what a lot of people think. I've done a deep dive. If you haven't watched that video, go back and check it out. I've done a deep dive on all the guys we brought in. All I'm saying is, hey, the games still need to be played. We're going to see. But once again, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. We set records tonight. 163 people is a record by over 100. So, man, shout out to y'all, man. Hey, man, the Bowie State laws brought some good. I will say that. But listen, man, I'd rather, we got to start winning, though. But it is what it is, man. Peace out. Let's finish watching Thursday Night Football. Bowie State, my school. Bowie State. The torture.